Okay, clap sync. Wait, I'm not
We
recording.
don't even need to do that. The audio's already going to be synced with the video, you
Clap sync. Clap
dumbass.
sync. Clap sync. Eek. All right, talk for me.
We don't need to sync the audio.
Okay. Don't
Oh
yell.
my god.
All right. This week on We Never, we saw a very Don't shake your fucking head at me. I'm doing the best I can here. Today we have a special guest, Adam or Omni. Please introduce yourself and shout out anything you would like to shout out.
Yeah, I'm Omni. I'm Adam. I'm a student, and I guess the person I'd like to shout out is my girlfriend Christine.
Where's Christine?
I'm not answering that.
That is
Crazy.
creepy. That was creepy. Where's Christine at? What do you expect him to say? At her house? You expecting him to get the address? Do whatever. So Lighthouse is a 2019 film directed by Robert Eggers. I'm probably going to say his name wrong.
Robert Eggers and his brother Max Eggers, who both worked on the previous film in
I think
2015.
his brother only.
Tell me, what's a timberman want with being a wiki?
Just looking to earn a living, just like any man. Starting new.
On the run.
Wrote it.
The Witch.
I think his brother only wrote it though.
I think they co-directed it, actually.
Was it? I don't. Whatever. But nonetheless, yeah, The Witch. Which has anybody here seen The Witch other than me?
Catherine, my girlfriend, has seen The Witch.
I know of it.
Are you both just gonna like flex on me right now? My girlfriend. All right, so
You
The
get
Witch.
a girlfriend, make her
The
watch
Witch,
a shit.
The Witch is a very, very good film in my opinion. Did not actually have high expectations when I seen it originally, and fell in love with it. The kid, I would heavily advise both of you watch it. And anybody seeing this to watch The Witch first and foremost, because you really get a feel for Robert's style, his kind of
And Max. Don't.
It's mainly
don't count out his
everything
brother.
I've seen is mainly Robert. Okay, nothing against his brother. Okay, sorry Max, but it seems like
Bro,
Robert's kind of
he's
the creative
in
force
the
here.
IMDb credits. Come on, give it. It's like at the end of the movie, it's like Roger and Max.
You said Roger. It's not Robert. It's not Roger Ebert. It's Robert.
You sure?
So Robert Pattinson, famously known from one of my favorite films of what is it? 2 years ago now. Jeez, time
he's
flies.
right.
Was a good time or good time. Really good movie. Also under the same company, A24, I believe. Robert Pattinson plays a character known as Winslow, and William Dafoe. I mean, if you don't know who William Dafoe is, I don't know what you're doing with your life. Playing Thomas Wake. It's just
Wick,
Wick. Oh,
because he's a wiki and his last name's Wick,
like John
Like-
Wick.
like John Wick. Yeah.
Yeah, so two lighthouse keepers try to maintain their sanity whilst living on a remote and mysterious New England island in the 1890s.
No, it is Wake.
Yeah, I know. I'm right. I'm just going to let you go off being wrong so everybody in the comments can call you an idiot. So,
Yeah, all three of our commenters are gonna call me an idiot.
yeah,
if you
it's
think
going to
I'm
be
an
me,
idiot, comment down
Adam,
below.
and Christine all calling you an idiot in the comments.
Big true.
And then me on the We Never account calling you an idiot with a hyphen. Cody wrote this. So
Yeah.
it's a very simple story. Very simple. Two guys end up on an island. Bad stuff happens. They go insane. Plain and simple. And that's not spoilers. Obviously, there will be no spoilers in this. Well, nah,
Wait,
fuck it.
what?
There's gonna be spoilers. Fuck it.
What the whole? That's our whole thing. It's a spoiler.
Yeah, this is a spoiler, I guess.
How else are we gonna talk about a fucking movie?
Nah,
What?
yeah. I was trying to say like maybe we could, well, actually, let's just sum it up real quick for people who haven't seen it because we do advise seeing this. So sum it up first. I really like the movie. Unpractical. What'd you think? Just a quick sum up. What do you think about the movie?
Hella gay.
And Adam.
Well, I'm kind of a horror enthusiast. I've seen anything from your basic horror movies to disturbing horror movies like a Serbian film. This movie, I thought it was horrible, but horrible in the way that I watched the whole thing. It just seemed like, it was very unpredictable to me. I didn't know what the heck was going on most of the time. But overall, it was horrible in a good way. Because I did finish the whole movie.
All right.
Hella gay. See, hella gay.
So
um,
the whole movie is shot. Now after this, that's it. So take that as you will with these 3 opinions. From there, we're now going to get into talking about the movie.
I think we should start with some of the technical stuff, like what you should expect from the movie. So this movie is a black and white movie shot on 35mm film and shot in a very interesting aspect ratio. What is it, 119:1? Which is almost a perfect square. And I think this movie very brilliantly captures that old 1920s feel.
This guy definitely read the Wikipedia thinking he's smart. You heard that
the
stupid
IMDb,
shit.
dumbass.
You heard that stupid.
Keeping secrets, are you?
No, sir.
Why just spill your beans?
At 119 is a perfect square. All right, buddy, get the notes out, pal. Like you sit here and know what you're talking about.
If I was a film student, I would tell you about how, the aspect ratio, it's supposed to show the isolation and the,
Those
the
black
anxiety.
bars on the side really make you feel crazy, you know. Basically,
I think they were just trying to make this feel like a early 1900s film.
I think down
They
to
did
the
a good
fact that
job
at
with
some
that.
scenes they actually used completely fake. Did you notice that some of the pigeons, or no, seagulls, excuse me, some of the seagulls were like just little. Like there's a section where he's going up a hill. William Dafoe is going up a hill, and then not William Dafoe, excuse me. Robert Pattinson's going up a hill.
Robert Pattinson.
And there's a bunch of
Winslow.
like seagulls flying, but they're obviously fake, like on a line. Maybe that's on purpose. Maybe that's on purpose. Either A, for just a callback to how movies used to be, or B, some sort of insanity thing, possibly. Like I don't know. It was very obviously fake. I hope that was intentional. It was goofy, but it was. I liked it. I'm just gonna get out of the way quick. Robert Pattinson and William Dafoe were amazing in this. I
absolutely love it. The only time I remember Robert Pattinson was unfortunately from the Twilight movies. That's the only thing I remember.
You have
him
not
from,
seen Good
and,
Time?
I never got a chance.
Oh my God, you are. That's a crime.
But I will say, I made a note of this. Robert Pattinson kind of, I feel like he almost copied Daniel Day-Lewis in a way. With his accent. I mean, I know that's a common accent, but I was like, is that...
Are you talking about There Will Be Blood?
Yeah.
It's almost as if both of these movies take place around the same period and around the same area in the United States.
Actually, speaking of where this took place, this was filmed totally in Canada, Nova Scotia. Represent, yes.
Why'd you choose the lamest trivia? How about you talk about the fact that Robert Pattinson at scenes was literally choking himself, like he was actually gagging himself, and at one,
oh right,
and
yeah.
William Dafoe was like, "Bro, you better not fucking puke on me."
You better not fuck with it. It's like, and like they both had different ways to get into their scenes. So like I read up that Robert Pattinson would spend a lot of time with the crew, but then like isolate himself like on set, and Willem Dafoe would like isolate himself at different times and then hang out with everybody on set. I was like, oh, that's kind of interesting. And then Robert Eggers was like, this is totally a terrible like cohesion, but it works for the movie. Like Robert Eggers just seems so on board with bullshit.
I mean, it's just two guys, really. I mean, one more thing on the technical aspect before we should actually get right into the movie. Apparently, this, I'm sure you've read this, but apparently, the way this was lit, they had to get high exposure. Apparently, every shot was extremely bright. It doesn't look that way, but to get that high contrast that they needed, all the people behind the camera were all wearing sunglasses. I feel bad for the two actors who were probably apparently they could barely see each other. That's how bright it was. They were like, ah! Like it just, maybe it added to the insanity. I don't know. But was there any particular scene? Let's get into the movie here. Was there any particular scene that really stuck out to you guys at all?
Yeah.
I have
Keeping secrets, are ye?
You spilled your beans.
Just the whole dynamic between where it's almost like a father-son kind of thing going on. Just the way that the relationship they form, it felt like that. It felt like a father, keeping secrets, are ye? Like that kind of thing. Like he knows, even though he's not saying it.
Why'd you spill your beans? Why'd you spill your beans?
Do you think Mr. Wake was Thomas Wake was like just purposely trying to fuck with him on purpose, or do you think that all that was just what Winslow was seeing? I'm just gonna refer to him as Winslow.
Oh, I think Willem Dafoe's character Thomas Wake, I think he was definitely crazy the whole time.
I don't think he was crazy. I think maybe a little bit, but I think he was actually fucking with him. Because the way he when he chased him with the axe, and then he was like, and then you chased me with an axe and broke the boat. I was like, literally at that point, I was like, what the fuck? Like, okay, this guy.
What's going on here?
Like multiple times in this movie, he bullshitted. He just said shit that I don't. Maybe it's even making you feel like, okay, what's real, what isn't, what the fuck is going on. Even the destruction of the place, like the house that they were in, it was just like it got so much worse. Like at the end, that place was a fucking dump, and it made you think, okay, did that whole wave crashing in actually happen? Or I mean, I guess it did, but like, how long were they fucking there? Like, were they there for that long?
2 days? 5 weeks? Oh, who knows? Can you help me recollect? That was
Adam. What'd you think of
funny.
the pee bucket?
Which one?
By the way,
shows you how deprived it gets.
I guess the whole throwing the bucket out was actually a reference, when it hits him in the face, was a reference to the Big Lebowski.
Oh right, yeah.
If anybody got that, even a movie with serious stuff like that is actually a reference to the Big Lebowski.
In the Big Lebowski, he's throwing out like Donnie's ashes.
Yeah.
And it hits the Big Lebowski in the face. The dude. He's like, "Oh, come on, dude, let's go bowling."
Everything's a fucking catastrophe with you, man.
It's a good movie, but I
think
it's such a small movie. It's such a there's when you really think about it, there's not.
Well,
I feel like there's a lot more that happens in The Witch than happens in this.
It's a very contained movie. Everything happens within this small island.
Did you find that refreshing?
I felt it claustrophobic.
Claustrophobic.
And the aspect ratio made me feel blocked in a little bit crazy.
I wish I could have. I do kind of wish we watched this movie together, because I would have loved to see your reactions to that. Like, I feel like Dylan would have been like, "What is going on?"
Well, no, I was never. I wasn't like that. I knew what was happening the whole time. No, I was a little bit confused throughout it, but like it was pretty simple to understand. It was these two people trapped, and they missed the boat to leave, and they went crazy.
Now, Adam, you were talking. You said something about like it being horrific and you making it through. So you said it's good in a horrific way. Like, just is it a movie you would watch again?
The whole time I was watching, and I watched it with Christine. The whole time I was like, I don't know what the hell's going on. Do you? And she's like, nope. All right, let's keep watching to find out. And then shit would get like more twisted and weird, and it'd be like, still don't know what's going on, but let's find out. And then the movie.
I think that's what was so good. I did it. I was when I watched it with someone, and I was very afraid that it was going to be boring. It doesn't even matter. So you don't even know them. So when I was watching, I was afraid that they were going to. They were going to be like bored of it. They were going to say, this movie is really boring. What's the point? I didn't know what to take from it either. I kind of figured I would find it enjoyable, like The Witch, but The Witch does have a lot of slow parts. So I was like, oh man, is this going to be...
It was just weird. The weirdness kept you watching. Like there was weird erotic
it started
parts.
off normal.
Like, it was like weird.
It started off normal.
The weirder it got, the more you kept watching it, even though you didn't know what was going on.
Yeah, I'm going to touch on that too, by the way. You brought the erotic parts. Look, man, the whole beat-off scene, there were multiple jack-off scenes, and I just didn't...
Yo.
Did we need that? I don't know, man.
Wait. What was the part when Robert Pattinson's character was to Defoe, like, I know what you're trying to do. He's like holding him or some shit. I'm like, is he gonna try to kiss him? Or it's like, and it's like before.
I think that's when they had ran out of booze and they started drinking like the turpentine and shit.
No, I think
they were getting like mad crazy with that shit. They were drinking like crazy. The whole time it was really hard to like touch and everything. Like, okay, how much food do they have? It doesn't matter. It seems like, but they apparently have the most alcohol you've ever seen. Like, these guys were banging bottles out all day, every day.
I feel like this could have been a pretty good PSA for being an alcoholic. because all of the problems started as soon as Robert Pattinson's character had that had that drink. As soon as that happened,
He said it makes him
that's
dumb. He was right. He went dumb. He went dummy mode, because the rest of it was. Oh my god, I don't even know. Like it's absolutely insane. There's no way to really. I mean, you have just enough ground to stand on to keep going, and it just keeps pushing you to the end. And I can definitely say I was not the biggest fan of the ending. And this is kind of the same way I felt with The Witch. I felt like The Witch's ending could have been better. And the same with this one. The ending, he sees a lot. It was obviously William Dafoe's character making reference to Prometheus.
And they clipped the audio.
Yeah, they did clip the audio, but they made a reference to Prometheus. Obviously, the last image that you see is him, just like Prometheus, getting his insides eaten out by
his eyes were eaten out too.
Yeah, I mean it's kind of like Prometheus. He was the bird did poo poo on him like right when he's laying there. But I thought the film was. I don't know. I thought it was very well directed. It has an obvious style to it that you don't get from any other director right now, and wholeheartedly engaging all the way in. Great acting. I mean, William Dafoe, obviously, his whole scene where he curses Winslow because of the he's like, you didn't like my lobster. You're like, you like my lobster. He's like, no, and he curses him, and he goes in this whole scene.
Like,
apparently, when he gave that whole scene, that was all.
He didn't blink.
That was one take. And he did not blink for the full 2 minutes. There was a lot of scenes he didn't blink. I was looking at William Dafoe's eyes the whole time, thinking, "Bro, is he ever gonna blink?" He never blinked. It was insane. It was great. I mean, he was on point with that character. Would I recommend this movie? 100%. Amazing film. I cannot wait to see more from Robert Eggers. I think
this was like wait, isn't this like his second debut movie?
Technically he did a third, but
this is insane. We need more directors like Eggers here, like Eggers and his brother. We need more people taking these risks. This is a risky film.
Yeah,
this is who the hell would have thought about making a movie with a bunch of jack off scenes like this? I
don't think that makes the movie.
Mermaid. Well, it doesn't make the movie, but
he does fuck a mermaid. You get a zoom in on a mermaid pussy.
That kind of made me a little
It's wild stuff, man.
That made me.
You could say you watched a movie that you enjoyed where you get a zoom in on a mermaid pussy, and then Robert Pattinson fucks it. So, Dylan recommends the movie. I recommend the movie. Adam, at the end of the day, do you recommend the movie to anybody, or do you think it's kind of a niche film? What do you think?
I think in our current situation with horror and psychological thriller movies, I'd say I definitely recommend.
You say it's like a breath of fresh air. You'd say for this series. Yeah, it's when you think about it, it is a horror film in some regards. People, it doesn't. We're so used to seeing horror films that just jump scares and all the bullshit that when you really think about it, when you step away from it, you're like, this is a horror film. This feels like a classic kind of horror film.
You know what I think? I think since this is kind of like a horror film, and a lot of horror films have like a monster in it, I kind of think that the antagonist of the movie was the lighthouse itself. There's a lot of imagery when it comes to light, especially this like weird trippy scene where Robert Pattinson's looking into Willem Dafoe's eyes, and Willem Dafoe's going, ah! He's like shooting like light beams into Robert Pattinson's eye, and I'm like, wait, what the fuck? And it's just all constantly referring back to light. It was strange.
Yeah, the lighthouse, the isolation.
There's a lot of unknown. I think Robert Eggers works on unknowns and plays on the horrors of the unknowns. And I think that's, if you go and watch The Witch, you'll definitely see that. And I recommend seeing that too. If you like this, especially Adam, it seems like you like horror movies. I would definitely recommend watching The Witch sometime. It's not some jump scares, but there's a lot of. It's just. If you've seen this, you get kind of the style. Other than that, what's up?
We need to do a Halloween We Never Fest, because there's a lot of horror movies I've never seen actually.
Sounds like be peeing in his pants. All right, with that, it was a quick look at the Lighthouse. I would say we all get our thumbs up. Dylan, put down one of your thumbs. You can only give one. That's unfair. Actually, no. Put it back up for Adam.
Okay. Wait.
Perfect.
See, Adam's giving me a thumbs up. Or the movie a thumbs up.
Is that like the Toy Story reference? Oh, you're such a good pal. Never mind.
Shut up.